Writer's block. Is it real or is it not? That's a good question. I personally don't really believe in writer's block. When I get stuck and I can't move forward, I know it's because I've gone wrong in my plot somewhere, or I don't know my characters well enough. I don't have a plan for what's supposed to happen next. So how can I move forward? That's where outlining is very helpful. But whether you call it writer's block or whether you call it just being stuck and not being able to move forward at this particular moment, I do have some strategies for you. And that's what I am talking about today. So whether you're doing NaNoWriMo or not, these strategies can help you move forward in your writing project, whatever that is, because we all do get stuck from time to time. So here we go with my strategies or my tactics for moving forward when you feel stuck in your writing or you feel like you have writer's block. Hi everyone, welcome to day 10 of NaNoWriMo. If you are suffering from writer's block, don't worry. First of all, I don't really believe in writer's block. If I get stuck, usually it means that I've gone off track, I've gone off on my plot somewhere, gone wrong, I haven't planned enough, or I don't know my story well enough. When that happens, I use one of these tactics that I'm going to share with you today here to get past that stall. So whether you call it writer's block or something else, try one of my ideas to reignite your creative flame and keep your storytelling momentum alive. First, embrace the chaos of free writing. Allow your thoughts to spill onto the page without restraint. Disregard structure, grammar, coherence. Don't worry about any of that. The goal is to let your mind roam freely, to explore untamed ideas. You truly will be surprised at how uninhibited this approach is and how it can lead you to unexpected breakthroughs in your story. You never know where it's going to lead you, so just kind of let your mind wander. Next is time-bound writing sprints. The Pomodoro technique really works. So in other words, writing sprints. Set a timer for a short burst of focused writing, say 15 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, whatever you feel like is going to work for you. During this time, immerse yourself entirely in that narrative. So disregard the quality of what you're writing. Don't edit. Try not to get distracted by other things. So short, intense bursts can kickstart your creative flow. I do this when I feel distracted by social media, by chores, by bills, kids, whatever else is happening in my life that is interfering with my ability to just sit down and write. So I set my phone timer, minimize everything else on my computer screen except for my project, and write. It really can be effective. Next is to write out of order. We can sometimes get stuck when we don't know what to write next. As a workaround to that, I write out of order. My ability to do that only started for me when I switched from writing in Word or Pages to Scrivener. The structure of a project within the binder of Scrivener, which is where I write scenes rather than chronologically or linearly, that's a hard word, really freed up my brain. You can still write out of order no matter what kind of word processing program you use. Start a new scene, set the one that's blocking you or that you're stuck on aside, and see what else you can come up with. Write what you do know is going to happen at some point in your story. So jump around. There is no rule that says you have to write your story as it unfolds in a book. Next, change your writing environment. Shake things up by writing in a different setting. A change of scenery can stimulate fresh ideas. Whether it's a cozy cafe, a park, just another room in your house. I go from room to room to room. A new environment can invigorate your creativity. I love to write on my deck in the backyard when the weather is nice, which it is now, which is where I am doing this video and I'll be writing today. A change of scenery can really just put you in a different state of mind. Next is mindful breaks and physical activity. When the words refuse to cooperate, step away. Take a breather. Engage in physical activities like a walk, do some yoga, do a workout. Exercise is not the only thing that you can do. You can also bake, which I like to do a little knitting, whatever frees your mind up and nudges you towards something different. I walk the dogs. I listen to podcasts or an audiobook. I go to yoga class. I bake something. Anything to get my mind off of my project, which allows my subconscious then to work. And then when I come back, usually I can move forward in some way. Next is to create an idea repository. If you are feeling stuck in your current narrative, start to jot down new ideas or scenes that come to mind, even if they don't fit into this current storyline. I keep a note app on my phone where I jot down ideas all the time, things that I come across or spark when I'm out. I come back to these because they're a treasure trove of inspiration for either what I'm working on now, some future chapter, or some future project altogether. So it's a great way to just keep track of ideas as they come to you, and you never know where you'll be able to plug something in. Next is to dialogue with your characters. Have a conversation with them. Explore their motivations, their desires, and their fears. Sometimes reconnecting with the essence of your characters can reveal new pathways for your plot. You can do this by writing a journal entry from their point of view. I used to do this with my middle school students all the time to help them understand characters and what we were reading. Or throw them into a random scene you haven't yet planned to see what happens. You need to know how your characters will react in different situations. So put them into some different situations, whether or not they factor into your book. Writing some of these can help you know them better, and it can reveal a new idea also. Maybe you like that thing that you just threw them into. Use a prompt. That's the next one. There are so many writing prompt books and websites with prompts. Use those to see if an idea sparks. I can think of one particular instance when that really worked for me. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go in this story. Silent Obsession is the book. So I flipped open a prompt book that I had and had one-line scenarios and photographs. And one picture in particular caught my eye. It was a collection of shoes lined up by a door. And bam, just like that, I had an idea. My villain was going to have shoes by his door, and the protagonist was going to walk in and see them, and that was going to spark something for her. So it allowed me to pull some ideas together just from that picture I had seen, and it was great. So, y'all remember, writer's block or being stuck, whatever you want to call it, is just part of the journey. Nobody can write all the time without running into obstacles. But it does give you an opportunity to explore different angles of your story. It allows you to let your imagination roam, and it challenges your creativity. Your story is waiting to be told, so don't let a temporary blockade dim your writer spark. Stay determined, keep writing, and unleash that creativity because you have got this. Whether you're doing NaNoWriMo or not, these tactics can help you move past moments when you get stuck. I will see you tomorrow with another tip.